Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's realistic review in which we are taking a look at the Hurricane Mark 1 late. Yes, it's time to fly out another Hurricane. I told you when I flew out the Mark 2 Trop that we would fly out more Hurricanes. With the Battle of Britain anniversary in mind, of course, which is basically this weekend. And the Hurricanes were really the workhorse of the RAF at the time. There were more Hurricanes involved in that battle than Spitfires, and really they couldn't have done it without this plane. So I decided to jump in and to have some fun again in one of the Hurricanes. Fantastic. This plane has 4 guns less than the Mark II Trop, and thus it makes it a little lighter than that plane, making the climb rate a little bit better, and the energy retention in the vertical is also a little bit better than the Mark IIB Trop. This plane thus has 8 7.7mm Browning machine guns with 350 rounds per gun, for which I used stealth belts and universal mix throughout these battles. I started out with universal for a few matches and then I went into stealth. And stealth basically is the best you can have in this plane. It is really a devastating belt. Fantastic. This plane has a great maneuverability, the turn time is fantastic and the roll rate is very good. It has good firepower, not as amazing as on the Mark IIB Trop of course, but still good with the 8 centralized focused beams of death on this plane. Decent ammo load, but the guns are fast firing, rapid firing, so you run through your ammo pretty quickly. You want to make sure that you do not go trigger happy on this thing and be really short and concise with your bursts. The plane is best on mid to low altitude. It really suffers a little bit when it gets to the higher altitudes. Decent energy retention, like I said, on a plane, and the climb rate is also decent. The plane has a sturdy frame, just like the 2B Trop. It can take a few hits, and it provides a very stable platform to its good firepower. Very nice plane, I really enjoyed it. The handling of the Hurricanes feel very good. They are very stable and they do exactly what you put into the plane. No weird wobbles, no weird things that happen. It is really a very steady plane that is just a pleasure, just a joy to fly. Now the plane does have some downsides as well, of course. It has average to bad acceleration compared to whatever you're flying, which means if you get jumped and you get a plane on your 6, you will have that plane on your 6 for a while, which is not so nice. But again, the plane can take a little bit of damage, so that might not be devastating right from the start. But if you keep somebody behind you for too long, then of course you will have problems with damage in this plane as well. The quick fire rate, like I said, was a little bit of a problem if you are trigger happy and you just fire them too quickly. Then you gotta go back to base pretty quickly. The plane is not fast. That is its major weakness. It has a low cruising speed and also has a low top speed in a dive with 660 kilometers an hour. Which means that this plane is basically purely a Turnfighter, but due to the lighter weight compared to the 2B Trop, this plane is a little bit better in the vertical and you can boom and zoom a little bit better in this thing than in the 2B Trop. That doesn't make it a boom and zoomer, let me be clear on that, but because of the top speed in a dive and the top speed the plane has, that is too limiting for a boom and zoomer. But this plane can still make short boom and zoom runs and do fairly well at that in the vertical. All in all, a pretty nice fighter that is pretty versatile in its roles. So In the first match we had a nice 6-kill match, and I had some other good footage from 2 other matches. This one on Norway. I was quite surprised to get the Norway map in this thing. I did get a few up tiers in the plane. The plane sits at a 2.0 battle rating and still performs quite nice in up tiers to 2.7, 2.3. I have to say that the plane does do heavy damage when you fly in up tiers. Many of the planes you'll face will not be able to turn with you, and that is an advantage you can definitely exploit. Most of the things that you fly against are faster than you. Now that is a downside you're working with. But with a little bit of side climbing you can get enough altitude in this plane that you won't be boom and zoomed to death all the time. And if you can get this plane to about 5,000 meters and work your way down from there, picking off planes on altitude first and then working your way down through the enemy team, you can do very well in this plane and have some fantastic matches. Now this match didn't start any different. We started on altitude, we worked our way down slowly but surely as we found the last plane in this match here in the form of this SM-79. We get him on fire, we crit him, and he does go down, winning us another match. There we go. I forgot to go all the way to the end screen here, so kind of stopped recording at a certain point. Don't know why, but we got 4 kills in that match. Now this last match I'm gonna show you is against the Russians, where we also started climbing. We went to attack that SB2M and the DB3B, but we got jumped by the MiG-3 there, basically interrupting our attack run on this guy here. We do get a crit here on the tail control. Another MiG-3 comes by that is fighting my ally that just came by there. I gotta roll out of the way of this MiG-3. That's a 34. Gotta turn in here. I'm more maneuverable than both of these guys, but of course we are now fighting 2 guys here. A dogfight in the clouds, always nice. He's turning in again. I'm gonna roll over. Gonna turn into the MiG-3 that is coming up for me. I heard him again as well coming from below. So we are going to turn in. Let's see how and what they will do next. The MiG-3 there on the right is extending. I'm gonna roll over as he turns back in, and then turn into the other plane again as he turns in as well. He seems to be a little bit higher and the other guy was going down, so I decided to go to the plane that stayed the highest. The plane going low is not a danger to me anymore, unless he comes up straight away again. That can be sneaky. But he didn't do that in this case, he went away. Don't see him anymore, not on radar, so he probably doesn't have me on radar anymore either. Although his ally here might be spotting him, me for him. Now I'm wasting a lot of ammo on this guy, not leading enough. Unfortunately, we do put him on an oil leak here, looks like. Dark smoke is usually the oil that you hit then. White smoke is the water, and the little bit of grayish smoke is the fuel. There he goes, crit at the tail, that's quite nice, that should do it. There's the other guy that went underneath the clouds. He's gonna follow us a little bit as we go. And there goes the DB3B as well. As we're taking the plane back to the airbase with 15 rounds. As we reloaded and repaired and we came back into the fight, there were only a few planes left. 3 planes, these 2 and another unidentified plane. As we went for this I-153, very dangerous planes. Both of these could wreak havoc against us. One of the few planes that is actually more maneuverable than my Hurricane. My Corsair there is keeping him occupied though, and I'm going for the right wing there, and we take it off. Shooting him down. And now we have time to go look for that last plane. We finally did find him after I made a lap of their airfield. Didn't find him there. Then I saw a dot underneath the clouds and I went to find this guy. Pretty fast actually, these SB2Ms. And as I just said, the Hurricane is not a fast plane at all. So I had big trouble catching him, and then when he finally turned around, he turned out to be quicker than me. And I had to wait until the mountain range and him having to go up and go over the mountains and slow down of course then, before I could finally catch him. That was just ridiculous. I had to fly all over the midsection of the map for him. Anyway, we get a crit on him, on the engine and a fire. He's shooting like hell to get me, but he didn't manage it. He seems to be dying off. I'm going in for a final shot. And there he goes. That's nice. Another 4-kill match. And once you get used to the Hurricane a little bit, that's the kind of matches you can expect. Let's see what kind of rewards we got for that performance. Final blow, the last man standing, 16,000 silver lions and 1700 research points. Hey guys, so here we are after the match. Now, just like all the other Hurricanes, this thing is a joy to fly, a really stable platform for your guns and a very good plane, a turn fighting plane that can handle itself against most planes you'll face. It can turn better than them. It can also boom and zoom a little bit due to its decent climb rate and decent energy retention. They're a little bit better than the Mark IIB Trop, and thus making it a little bit better in the vertical, but still the top speed in a dive really doesn't make this a pure boom and zoom. It doesn't even come close, and you are limited to short boom and zoom runs with turn fighting, and that is a joy. Yeah, fantastic little plane, and again a joy to fly, especially on a marked occasion like the 15th of September, which is a national holiday in Britain, I believe, for the day when the British turned around the Battle of Britain really. So I found it suiting to fly out one of the Hurricanes, which were really the workhorse in the Battle of Britain. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.